Hello there, this is quite a different video because I'm asking for your help, your feedback and your advice. I started my channel 2 months ago on the 1st of November 2022. In the last 2 months, my videos have had hundreds of views. I've had a few comments, but not very many. They've all been very helpful in that I've read them and thought about what's been said in them, and I have responded to all of them, but I really could do with more. The thing is, we all watch lots of YouTube videos, I suspect. I do. I watch loads of them. And I don't comment on nearly as many as I could or should. When we make YouTube videos and send them out there, the only way of knowing what people think about them is in the comments that they leave. So what I could really do with, please, is if you watch any of my videos and you have thoughts about things I could do better, things I shouldn't do, things I should do, things you like, things you dislike, then please, by all means, leave a comment on that video and I will read it and I will think about what you've said, and I promise I will get back to it as well. So that's the first thing. It's a request, please, for feedback. Specifically, another thing is I tend to talk a lot at the beginning of my videos. It's just me. I find it really interesting to think about what's happened in previous episodes of a game and speculate about the characters and what they're up to, the actions that they've made, the consequences of those actions, looking for plot points, looking for foreshadowing, speculating about where the game is going and how it might end up. And things like when I was talking about the potential for a part 3 of The Last of Us, going off into tangents sometimes. The shortest one I've done of those, I think, was probably about 5 minutes. The longest went on for 20 minutes, which is a long time. And I felt quite self-conscious about that because I have no way of knowing whether people enjoy the chat and speculation I do at the start of a video, or whether they prefer I didn't. I don't know whether people listen to the stuff I do at the start of videos or whether they just sort of skip forward until the actual gameplay begins so they can just watch the gameplay. Again, this is something I could do with feedback on. I'd love to hear from people about whether they're enjoying my rambling at the start of videos, my sort of disconnected thoughts sometimes about what is happening in the video and what might happen. Whether you think I should stick to talking about things that have happened in the previous episode, or whether you think it's quite nice to go off and talk about the game in general and where it might be heading to. I'm open to suggestions. I'd love to know in feedback, in comments on videos, what it is you like and what it is you don't like, and also that bit I've just mentioned about the chat I do at the start of the videos. I tend not to do it so much at the end of videos because after an hour or two of gameplay, I think it's quite nice sometimes just to call an end to it and finish off smartly and move on, ready for the next one. But I can't stop myself at the start of videos because I think it's just part of the involvement and enjoyment in the game is this business that it doesn't stop when you stop playing, that it goes on in your head, that you find yourself hours later at random moments, doing the washing up or something, and you suddenly think, I wonder if this, or I wonder if that. And that's where my notes come from that I refer to at the start of each episode of a game that I'm covering. I find the notes incredibly useful. I hope you do too. I don't know. Please, some feedback would be great. So that's one thing. The second thing I'd like a bit of feedback on, if possible, is the audio and video quality of my setup. Just to briefly explain, I have a relatively new webcam that I bought specifically for doing my YouTube channel. I have a decent microphone in a Snowball Blue, which I think I've got configured now reasonably well. I'll come back to that in a minute. I have to be a little bit careful because my computer is old. It is an Elite Desk, HP Elite Desk G1. It is maxed out on the amount of memory it's got. It has an SSD in it, so it's doing the best it can. But it just exceeds the specifications required for the Elgato and for various other bits of hardware that I use, it works quite hard. When I'm doing video editing and whatever, they can take quite some time to do. So I do have to be a little bit careful about changes that I make to audio and video. I have made a change to the audio today. Up until now in OBS, I've been using noise suppression, and I've been using the RN noise method of suppression. And what I had noticed was that some of the initial consonants of words that I was speaking in recent videos have sounded a bit clipped. Just occasionally it seems to clip the audio slightly. And also I thought my voice was sounding a tiny bit muffled, as if I was speaking through a block of foam or something like that. So this very day I have changed from RN noise to using speaks instead as the method of noise suppression. I've had to go into my VST graphic equalizer and boost the bass end of the equalizer there, because I found that it was sounding a slightly less bassy using speaks. I hope I've got this sorted, but I'd like your feedback generally, please, on the quality of webcam and audio in my videos. I have mentioned before, I think, that I've got some additional lighting arriving to give more sort of fill-in behind me, because that's still not quite where I would like it to be, although I think it is getting better. So if you've got any ideas or feedback about that, please do leave that. Just leave it in one of the videos. It doesn't matter specifically which one you leave it in. It pops up as a comment for me in my list, and I'll make sure I read it and respond. Thank you. Third and final thing is about the gameplay itself. I do tend to chat during the gameplay. I do tend to go off at tangents sometimes during the gameplay. I did yesterday, which is a video that you'll see coming up soon in The Last of Us Part 2, where it got onto the subject of guitars and guitar strings. I went off for a couple of minutes on guitar strings whilst I was playing. But my comments basically are, would you like to see me carry on doing that? And, you know, do I talk too much during videos? Do I talk too little during videos? Is it about right? I don't know. And on the subject of games generally, I've played quite a lot of Wreckfest so far in the 2 months of my channel. I've played all the way through The Last of Us Remastered, and I'm in the middle of playing through The Last of Us Part 2. I played a little bit of 2 Point Campus, although I did find that was actually quite hard in terms of producing YouTube videos for that, because it just doesn't lend itself to episodic content, which is the sort I tend to prefer. I like my episodes to build one upon another. So my third and final request, and I'm looking at my little clock here because I wanted to keep this video under 10 minutes, is if you've got any suggestions for games you would like me to play, or game genres or types that you'd like to see me play in future, then please do make them. And again, just make them in the comments to one of my videos is the easiest way. I don't know what I'm going to do next after The Last of Us Part 2. I have a couple of ideas for the kind of character-based, interactive, but with some combat in it possibly too, videos that I might do, games that I might take on. I'm not going to say what they are now because I don't want to preempt anybody's comments. But it'd be great to hear what you think. And just generally to finish with, you know, any ideas you've got for the channel, any comments you've got about the channel, they'd be gratefully received, because, you know, it is quite an insular thing producing YouTube videos. Sometimes you do feel that you're in a sort of vacuum. Information goes out, but very little comes back. You can see a few likes, you can occasionally get a comment. The videos are getting hundreds of views between them, not individually, but you know, when you add them up, and I'm very happy to see lots of people watching bits of my videos or the entirety of videos. But it'd be great to have some more feedback just generally from you. I leave it to you. Okay, that's it. I've managed to do it just under the 10-minute mark. Thanks ever so much for watching, and I look forward to any comments you want to leave on any of my videos. And I can't wait to see what you say. Thank you. Bye.